Hope everybody had a good weekend. Welcome to our Monday morning presentation. Sound looks like it is good. Let me know in chat though if it is off. Neuro, you beat me by like half a second. I just typed everything out, posted it, and just as I was getting ready to hit enter, your message went up. So it was pretty funny. Man, we almost did the double there. It was good. Anyway, so some interesting movement. I love this one. Like you see some of these headlines, and I love them. Right, the U.S. stock market should be in a bubble. It's like, way to be all positive. Um, I'm very curious to see what comes out of Powell's mouth today. I don't, he's due to speak about community development at an online conference. At the National Community Reinvestment Coalition. It says audience questions are expected. I don't know. I feel like, some of the news from this weekend. I feel like he's going to have to address it a little bit. Like I said, he's been Mr. Blinders. He's been like Mr. Blinders. I feel like this. Oh, you guys can't see this. Hold on, right there. Um, I feel like this is going to be kind of the big. I don't know. Uncle Warren, although I feel like Uncle Warren is not as sharp as he used to be, the guy's still into making money. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, no questions about it. He's not voting for one political party or the other besides his own. It's about making money. And again, if Warren Buffett sees significant inflation, and remember, Warren doesn't have the same data that Powell has. Is I don't know. I'm just going to say it. Is Powell now politically corrupt? The Fed used to be very separate. They had their own agendas for things. But is Powell trying to play the political game now? Is the big question. Remember, like ultra hot, low interest rates and everything like that. That was all bad, right? Because Trump put that stuff in there. But now everybody's getting the benefit of it. Nancy's making tons of money off of the low interest rates and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. But Buffett saying significant inflation is not the same speech that we're getting from Powell. And like I said, I feel like Warren is probably I don't know. I mean, they made $11.7 billion in profit in the first quarter. Is what this headline right here says, right? Oh, I don't want to pay for this now. But there was that headline up top, right? $11.9 billion in the first quarter. So I feel like Uncle Warren still knows what he's talking about. So. Yeah, there's that. So we'll see what Powell has to say today. ISM will come in about 25 minutes. I expect it to be good. I mean, it's expected to be higher. Manufacturing, seems to be picking up. The dollar's kind of stuck right now. I mean, again, the dollar yen was positive a bit ago. Now it's just slightly negative. Dollar Swiss is up a little bit. Dollar CAD's up a little bit. Aussie dollar down a little bit. Biggest thing is obviously the pound, and again, it's this. They've figured it out. Brexit is good. France talked a lot last week, but we haven't heard any more about it. Unemployment is also doing better. So, I mean, everything's looking good for the pound. This is the story we've been talking about being, a strong pound for a while at this point. This was a very interesting, again, I covered it in the next presentation, but, this came out about 12 hours ago, this actual, the story or whatever. Could you have traded this in the overnight? Sure. I mean, it's nothing but go straight out from the European session open. So this is kind of an easy one. Check the latest news the night before and kind of see and go from there. I think that there's a TV/media Uncle Warren, and then there's the investor Warren. No, probably not. And how much of it is on like auto? Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't think Warren's as sharp as he was. And again, is Warren a guy I would go to about to give me analysis on Tesla or on something like like a cryptocurrency or something like that? No. But if you're talking about a market bubble and general forces and things like inflation and macroeconomics, then yeah, I would still go to Warren. He's forgotten more than I know. So, I still think that he is a valid resource. And like I said, I mean, he picked the absolute bottom in the last crisis. I mean, it's, the guy's not dumb. I mean, old, but not dumb, But like I said, I've been questioning for a couple of weeks Powell's motives and, this moderate inflation. We're going to let it go for a long time. It's like, really? Because I don't know. I feel like 2 years ago, everybody was really hard on the Fed. It's like, oh, you're doing whatever Trump wants to do, this low interest rate environment. And it was all about, how bad it was and how hot the economy is. And now I don't hear anybody complaining about, oh, the economy is too hot. I just heard that, oh no, we're gonna let it run hot for a much longer time. But yet other countries in the world are like, no, we're gonna control it. Right? I mean, UK, Australia isn't going to change it yet because I think they're still worried about a third wave. But I mean, UK, Canada, both basically said. I mean, Canada's vaccine rollout is way behind ours, and they're already talking about being able to control it and It's like, okay, so they have less vaccines than we have in the United States, and yet they're already moving forward. So there's a motive behind it somewhere, and the question is, what is the motive? So we shall see. But obviously, Powell speaking today may give us some boom. Tomorrow morning, or I mean, I guess not really tomorrow morning for here. It's super late night for the rest of you guys. The RBA rate statement, they're not expected to change anything, but if they start mentioning, tapering and recovery, again, I think the Aussie dollar could be a big boom tonight. And again, it's super late. I mean, it's 12:30 a.m. my time, but um, you know, we have seen some other headlines here. Where is it down here? Jobs rise. We talked about there was one here about here's the job rise one. There was here this red hot Australian economy, right? Um, so again, I mean, it's the recovery started to happen. So again, if they start mentioning any type of tapering or any type of controlling inflation whatsoever, again, there's your big boom for the Aussie dollar later on tonight. So that could be an interesting play. And then tomorrow we have really nothing until we get into the stability reports and everything tomorrow at the end of the day. So that could be the big mover of the day, plus any additional headlines. Let's go right over into charts. I didn't get a chance to update this. It was kind of a busy weekend, but also kind of not a busy weekend. We ended up getting our game postponed yesterday because we had the one family with COVID on the team, and it was one of those days where I was like, okay, you know what? I just need to unwind for a day. So, yeah, it's like every time there's something good, there's something bad that happens. I hate balance. Balance is annoying sometimes, but I'm still dealing with another. Excuse me. There's another lacrosse crisis. If it's not one thing, it's another. So, right now, again, I'm going to continue these lines across. I think both of these lines are still valid as far as the Aussie dollar goes. We did have this one big drop here on the 30th, and again, it was a decent move. Coming in right around that. Again, U.S. based moved here, not necessarily an Australia based move, and it's basically retraced at this point. There was a little bit of an entry. You probably missed it though, right here. It kind of, again, depending on your broker, you may or may not have. Where is it? You may or may not have been able to get into this trade right here. Right. I mean, it was close. Right. It's close. And all it's doing is retracing. Bringing this back up. I think right now, and again, we know that we are in kind of still the top side, but we're kind of in that middle range right now. There's not, and again, it kind of did take a bounce off this one as well. You can see it came up and touched, and then touched and kind of went back down. But I wouldn't do too much with this zone right now. I think the zone is we'll switch it from any type of a drop, and again, we were looking for a push down. Right now, I mean, I do feel like today will be more of a dollar week based day. I just feel like that's kind of what the trend is, what we're seeing right now, because they are so insistent upon we're not going to raise interest rates whatsoever. We still got some room to run, but we got a lot of chunking through. I mean, we got little tiny zones in here. I mean, there's a base in here, base in here. I mean, obviously this was a nice push to the downside. So, could there be? Let's see, how much farther away is that? It's about 20, 25 pips. This may provide an opportunity for somewhat of a kind of reversal this morning, maybe at that 10:30 mark. It's decent. It's decent. I mean, the problem is, like I said, the Fed saying, "Hey, we're not raising interest rates." Even if the manufacturing number is great, is it really going to give us that positive, move since they've said they're not going to raise it? So, I think, could there be something small in this one? Maybe. Let me see. How much is that? Yeah, it's only about 25. I was gonna say there's a potential short in here to kind of take this back down, right? If we get around the news time / reversal time, it's there. Is it going to move 18 minutes up? I don't know. I mean, this could be a before Powell thing, kind of push to the downside, talking about how great the economy is doing, and et cetera, et cetera. It's going to really depend on the questions, and I just don't know if it's going to be the big market mover. It could be, but right now, again, I think top and bottom wise, we still need to be watching for these two levels. They are the more high quality levels, the 76.81 and 78.11. Why am I getting like 4 messages at one time? Hold on one sec, guys. Okay. It's weird. I'm like, why am I getting? It's like it's 9:44. Why is my phone blowing up messages? I still think those are the best two in this one. Just play it accordingly. Aussie, again, we talked about this having a couple different opportunities, talking about breaks, and really it's just kind of more or less, maintained back and forth. I think obviously, again, there's the continuation of the one that we talked about and a nice push off of it. This actually, I think we should turn red at this point, and we'll move this across. All right. You can see how that came across here and here again. I'm going to remove that one. I'm going to adjust it slightly. This one, again, we had our bounce here, and it went higher and then broke. So let's remove this guy. Extend this across. You can see that we had the turn off to 84.11. Let's see. I'm still going to watch this for a profit target. I'll turn that green. Pull that guy across. Pull that guy across. All right. There's a little. I mean, I guess there was a trade at the at 7:30 mark here. This kind of push back up and retrace. There's a couple little hiccups in here. I would say, I don't know. I'd watch this lower zone. I think a break of 84.12 sends this back down to this lower level. I think this one has potential to kind of come down to this level here. Right, the 83.78. It's a decent, about 30 pip push to the downside. Again, would be off of this level here. Besides that one, I mean, right now the yen's not going to move it enough today. I feel like this is going to be a late night trade. We'll have to see where we are. But we're kind of in the middle of these two ranges right now. So, I think 84.94, again, it's a level we had back here before, a decent turn and drop to the downside. Due to this push, again, keep that on your radar as far as a potential short. And again, it's right around that 85 mark. Can we take another bounce off this level, down here, the 84.16? It's possible, but I mean, this is really hit number 3 to that level. So I'd be expecting that level to fail the next time, whether next time or in short order. So, if we see price come down and start basing, look for a short below 84.12. Oops, I didn't want to move that one. Right there is fine. I wanted to move this. Look for a break of this level, right? And then take that south. Like that. Euro pound. So obviously, no surprise that this one is straight down. And again, it started here, right? This is just that European Open, right? And now we're getting some profit taking stepping in. It's really hard to go, and like I said, it's really hard to go long this pair because again, I don't see any European based data that looks great, and all the data I see out of the pound, out of the UK, looks great. Again, it is in the lower third. So again, it is an area that we were watching out for. It was tested, and again, that's the level right here. You guys are seeing it that we're bouncing off of over here. So, it was a level last week. Ideally, it would have been better if it ground down and we had the European Open here. But again, at this point, we've moved from there down is the European session move. So European session is about 40 pips to the downside. And again, could you have played this one? Sure, because about 12 hours from last night would have been right here. That's when that news report came out. Okay, so you could have taken this one short and wrote it all the way down from the UK news. But right now, trade's already gone. So I mean, again, if we see a little bit of a bounce, sure, we could probably play this long again. Profit taking on this one, again, make sure that you are out before this level up here at 86.99. Okay. Oops, not that one. I was like, wait, that's not right. There we go. And again, that's just a retracement up. All right. Would have liked if we got a little bit farther before we started bouncing. Yeah, it's just a little bit more, guys. Come on. But yeah, I would expect a little bit of a retracement back up. Whether it goes full, I don't know at this point. It's kind of one of those ones. I mean, that's the level from last week, and that's what are we talking about? 69. Yeah, it's less than a pip worth of a miss on that one. So yeah, but again, I just don't have any desire to go short against it. It just it's one of those things. I've been saying pound has been a great trade setup, so I mean there it is. Euro yen. So euro yen, we've got a couple different things on here. This is a big level that we talked about, so let's remove these. You guys can see if we continue to cross, we ended up taking a bounce off of it, which is fine, right? We're going to move the same thing back over to here. Again, it's been hit here, 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 and then kind of went through again and touched it. So again, there's your 1 to 3. Still looking for a break, looking for something to come through. Right? Have not gotten an entry yet, so we'll see. Whoops. Looking for this one to come break here. And again, right now it's all weakness. It's not even at a level, but I'm looking for a break of right there. 131.34 to the downside. Now, I do have this it's set right now for a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. When you look across to the left, you can see there's a little bit of a hiccup here. We're kind of based and had to kind of start picking up steam again. There's probably some buyers sitting in there, so this would be a safe place to get it. Could you take this a little bit lower down to 31.83? Yeah, I think that's probably fine. For the short, right now we're just not looking for that yet. But again, 1, kind of 2 for an area, 3 for an area. So again, we're looking for an eventual break. The way to know that this one is ready to go is if we have, any type of movement where we base sideways or if we punch through, then we play the pullback. But if we drop it in base sideways, that's where we pull the trigger on the exit of 131.34. Okay. Euro dollar. So euro dollar had a bit of this, quite a nice drop, and again, it came down to an area we were looking for. It was a small area, and again, we said that this is not really the biggest bit of movement. And you can see if I extend this across, right there, that's kind of, it slices right through, and that's kind of where we ended. Unfortunately, when it hit that zone, we were looking for some type of a pullback out of that. It was so late in the day on Friday, it wasn't even worth looking at, right? I mean, European market was closed, and we had what? 4 hours to go. It's like, what's the point? You're not going to get anything before the end of the weekend. And really, since that time, all it did is it came back down, it grabbed the level here, and then obviously it's pushed back up again. So, I think it is worth noting that there is a decent level here. I mean, it's kind of a test. So I mean, let's see, how much is that? It's about 15. I would kind of keep that on my radar as far as a potential area to short. And again, we'll see this. And the reason why, and again, I like this level, this 2083 level. If we can continue to push up, maybe Powell says something that he acknowledges that we're seeing inflation or that the recovery looks great. Again, it's going to depend on the questions, but that could be a potential area we take a short off of later today. Again, as far as this level, we're obviously not taking that one long. And again, there really wasn't a good entry down here. I think this level down here, the 119.50, is a much better level for us to go long from. Okay. So right now, I'm going to actually move this around. Let's move this and use this for now shorts. And again, that's why it sucks when it ends the week there. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to put that right there. There we go. Looking for a break. And again, depending on how we enter this, if we drop base sideways, again, we're looking to go short. For some reason, if we can rally up before the 2 o'clock time frame, get it short here. And again, we do have a small area up top. And again, there's 2 kind of front runs there, but 121.43 back up in the top third of the tier. Okay. Pound yen. So pound yen's driving. Again, this is a level we had talked about last week. We had a little bit of a punch through, and that's kind of what we were bouncing off of earlier. This one we were talking about not taking it short. That's why it was yellow. I'm going to adjust the curve just slightly at this point. Let's pull it up to here, and let's pull this intraday curve level across just to get a better idea here. And again, this was the old level to go off of. Yeah, this was late last week. Let's see. 1, 2. Yeah, we're going to move this up. I'm going to take this. I'm going to put this higher. I don't need that anymore. Let's pull this across. Let's bring it up for this week. There we go. Now, question is, can we hold this level? Again, there's going to be profit taking. This one has had a heck of a lot of movement. I mean, the European session open was right here. Right here. Right there. And again, we are about 50 pips, 65 at its peak from the European Open. Here's where that news story came out last night. So again, this one has been quite a large mover, 93 pips in the overnight from that press release. So there will be some profit taking. There's actually a little level here, although I don't love it as much, and it's a little bit higher up. I would say for any type of short in this position, if you are going to take this short with the profit taking, I think this is a decent level to watch for right here. And again, this would have been a small base, and then the European session started right here. So could you have taken this long in the overnight? Yeah, absolutely. If you're awake, this is where you would have gotten long for the European session move, and it was sitting inside of a zone. So, it's I'd say it's a target for the short to the downside, but just be cautious with it. It's not necessarily a level that I'm willing to take long again. Maybe down here, maybe down in the 150-90ish level. But right now we're 80 pips above. I don't see anything today derailing this too crazily to be able to do that one. And like I said, first time I had like a really great long is on that larger time frame all the way down here. There's a few small levels, but for right now, I'd be again, look for it to stabilize, and let's look for a short trade first. Let's see if we can get it up in this top range first. I think 152.29 would be our sell. Pound. There you go. We talked about this earlier. Here's your, there's your Friday move down. Here's your European session move this morning. Again, hitting a basing level, touched it at 2 o'clock, off to the races. This is that old level here. And again, you saw us kind of have issues once we hit it, and it did the same thing. It based. And what do? You play the run off the top side. So it's moving. There's a couple sellers in here. There may be a little bit coming in right in this level right here that we need to watch out for. But I think overall profit target's at 139.66. I'm still willing to take it short from that level. It has been tested twice, so it's it's a decent level. It's not bad. But right now, I mean, this is the you may already be out and done for the day just based off this European move. At this point, it may be a little bit late to get in, but again, look for profit taking. There'll be some sellers stepping in, but 139.66 is the next kind of big play in this one. Now, dollar CAD. Dollar CAD has more or less stabilized itself. Now, you can see it's in the bottom level of this curve. It did come down to that level, like we talked about last week. We can take that short off. Let's clean some of these up here. So we're still inside of that daily 4-hour zone. It's had a hard time breaking through at this point. And we'll see. I mean, we have Canadian data. Let's see. Yeah. Right here, Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. With Macklin speaking. Let me see. Does it say what he's talking about? Yeah, he's testifying before the Standing Senate Banking, Trade, and Commerce. So again, this is one of those ones. It's like, hey, listen, this is like presenting in front of like the Fed, right? Or kind of like the Senate Ways and Means or whatever you want to call them now. I don't even know. But basically, you're going to talk about what the banking system looks like, what trade looks like, what commerce looks like. So these are all things about recovering economy. Again, I think that this has a great chance of being a big mover. Is it going to knock us out of this channel from now to Wednesday? I mean, it is quite a large channel. I mean, we're talking about 64 pips. This one doesn't have the biggest ATR, but the question is, where does this one stabilize? And again, I think Macklin really has the power to move that one a bunch. It's crazy, again, it's down 11%, in the last year, down 3% already this year. Seeing this down at 122 is kind of nuts. But we'll see until Powell really starts saying, hey, listen, we'll start looking at raising interest rates or controlling inflation. There's no reason why. And again, Canada has already started that, and that's why we've had these big drops down. And Wednesday, I think, is another opportunity. That one is, what, here? No, it's on the 5th. I don't know how to click on all of them. There's too many. I'm going to talk about the speech. No. Anyway, yeah, it's right here. Wednesday the 5th, 6:30 p.m. So let's see, Wednesday the 5th, 6:30. Yeah, right here, right in that range, right there. Right, that's where we're looking for it. So we'll keep that on the radar, but not much to do with it right now. I mean, there's small buy areas, but we'll see. I think this one will have kind of limited movement back and forth. Now, dollar Swiss is already starting to move. As you can see, we had a big push, and here was the level that we talked about last week, the 90.83 level, and it did. It went right off of that. Here was our area of interest, and you can see kind of came up, had issues, used it as a bottom, and again, 1, 2, 3. 4 is where it broke down. I would say right now, expect this one to continue lower. Again, back down to the 90.83 level. We can leave this top one on. That one is still fine. We can start moving these numbers. Oops. Nope. Go back. Isn't there a back function? Yeah, there we go. Whew. It's like, don't delete that one. Let's turn this guy yellow. There we go. Okay. Actually, I guess this is not necessarily long, but actually, yeah, it was a long. I'm gonna adjust this one later. This one will probably end up red, but I'll probably adjust it a bit higher. All right, so if you managed to capture this from last week, 38 pips, decent. But I think it will roll back down. I think we'll touch the 90.82. And again, it has hit it a bunch, but it barely is pushing into the zone. I think it's another decent level. It is the bottom of the third, so bottom third of the curve. So again, area where we're looking to go long. Dollar yen. So dollar yen's really pulling back in the morning. I mean, here's the overnight session. There's your European session open right here. Right here. Right. There's your European open. I guess I should change this black. Here's some levels last week, and again, we expected these levels to break. Let's see. I'm not doing much with this one right now. Even when there are setups, I'm not doing a ton with it. Let's see. And how long did I put this one out there? There we go. That's probably a decent target down here. I don't think I'd take it. Whoops. I'm not really interested in taking that one long from that spot. This one was bottom, bottom, top. I don't need this one anymore. This will be the next area. South. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not going to leave us enough room. Yeah, so for this one right now, we're starting to get boxed in a bit with the levels. I'm going to mark the top, though. We'll use that level. How much is that? It's only 5.5. Not the best. Let me see on an hourly. That's fine. How many is that now? 7. All right, that's better. Whoops. There you go. So profit targets, and again, could we see a bounce off of the 108.80? Sure, we could. It's in the top third, so it's not necessarily an area we're willing to go long from, or we don't like to go long. It doesn't mean we can't. But as fast as this is dropping down, there are definitely buyers that have stepped in. I think either of these two levels, and again, this one would be not red anymore. This would be more of a green level. Again, it rode along the top, came through, rode, pulled back up, touched, and then again was a takeoff point. So I would say of these two levels, I think 108.80 would be a decent target, and then looking for 108.56 as more of a probably more of a buy area. And again, it puts us back in the middle third, not the bottom. It's not the green area. The green area is all the way down there. So, is it ideal? Nah, not really. But again, it is a level that was tested, was an area of interest in the past. But I think with as much movement as we have down, this one, depending on what Powell says today, could move. So, let me see what the. Ooh, that wasn't good. Supposed to be 65, came in much, much lower. Down there at 60.7. So, oof. What was that? Oh, I'm getting attacked by. You guys remember I talked about that jumping spider last week? There's another jumping spider in here. Sorry, dude. I'm all for spiders except when you're walking on my arm. It'll be 2022 before we get back to that USD top. Yeah, it's honestly, Ernest, it's one of those ones where it's like I just get so bored with it. Like it just, it bounces back and forth and it moves 20, 22 pips in this direction and that direction. And it's kind of like, I mean, it's only moved 20, 21 pips in 24 hours. And you're like, oh my God, it's collapsing. Look at this. But it's like, I don't know, is it really collapse? I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess it's, it rallied up and just pulled back is the problem. So I mean, the total push has been 65, which is great, right? So if you caught this from the Europe, the European session start, then yeah, it's good, right? But I mean, where it was yesterday. I mean, if we're doing here and we look back, it rallied up strong and then pulled back. I just find that we keep pulling back into the same levels, right? Any concerted movement is good. That's why I'm afraid that we're going to get a bounce off these two, and then tomorrow it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be like 30 pips movement total, right? It's just one of those things. It's like, I don't know. A lot of the yen pairs, especially the Aussie yen, is like the Aussie yen. I'm sorry, the dollar yen is my least favorite of all the yen pairs to play. But I mean, it's doing great now from the European session, straight down. Dollar weakness, here we come. But then you're seeing other things that it's not horrible with. So yeah, is what it is. All right. So commodities are all up. So let's cover them first. Actually, I guess we could just switch over. We'll just do indices. So again, this industry data is slightly delayed. We missed the entry here. We kind of like flirted with a little bit the 41.64 level. Looks like most of the movement, European session started here. So there was a small trade. There was a small European. Right there was a European move right there. It was all right. I don't know. I wouldn't say anything was earth-shattering with that one. I don't see why this one doesn't go higher today. That was the old. I thought I deleted these. I feel like some of these levels are coming back. Maybe I'm clicking off of them too quick and they can't stabilize. Let's see here. That one is, yeah. Yeah. So this one looks like it's a break of 4,200, 4,210, 4,211. I was off by just a little bit. 4,211. I mean, manufacturing numbers are not great. But does that mean? I mean, there's still it's above 50, right? So it's still industry expansion. Is it as strong as it was? No, but and it's a negative, but it's not under the 50 mark, right? Um, so it grew, right? It grew, right? But not, you know, it's a disappointment, but it was still positive. And again, being a disappointment, being not super overheated, Pal's gonna be like, yeah, see, it still needs our help. We still need to keep giving money in, right? We still need to keep assisting it. It's not there yet. I think gives us the potential. So, could we take a bounce off this one at 4205? Sure, we could. Again, we're flirting with that 4200 number right now. But with everything, and again, if Powell mentions how great the economy is, but we're not raising interest rates or anything like that, and now is the time to invest because we're recovering. I think this has the ability to keep us green for the day. I think it's a decent run, but look for a break of 4211 and then a pullback, and I think that's what gets us higher on the ES. NQ is kind of flirting back and forth, and you can see that this one is in the area. So this is our long from last week, which was good. Let's readjust now. We're gonna pull that there. Keep that on the radar so we know we have one out there. It's fine. We don't need these. Let's pull this over. I'm going to talk about this guy right here. Drop it down to 15. Let's see. Just trying to bring everything over from where it was last week. There we go. That's fine. All right. So here we go. So again, you're seeing more sideways movement in the blue, and again, it hasn't really left. I mean, it's not really trending. We had that big drop from the 14,000 level, and we were looking for a break. We didn't get it yet. It came up and touched, and again, I think the next place to go long is a break of 13,979. It's a level, pushed it pretty deep. It's an old level that we've had. So again, it was tested slightly right here. It is in the top third, so we typically don't want to go long, but we're messing with all-time high stuff. Is it going to get there today? Probably not. I mean, that would require a pretty decent movement right now. Yeah, about another 102 up on a Monday with just Powell speaking at 2. I mean, if Powell drops an earth-shattering headline, could it happen? Yeah, sure, it could. At this point, I think if anything, they'll look for it to roll back into this level, and maybe we take a bounce off the 13,780. Is decent. The level down south, I think, again, if we do not do anything off of this, if we just continue to grind and we kind of grind sideways through it, look for 13,722. It's an old level. We've used it before. We've taken bounces off of it. Look for that as the potential kind of retracement back up with a smaller time frame intraday curve. But if we do start breaking through the bottom side of it, again, I would definitely look for a short. So it's kind of a 13,722 on the top side. If we manage to break through, where is it here? 13,695, 16. Where? I'm sorry, 13,692, 693. Then again, we're looking for shorts to the downside to drop this thing back potentially into the 13,600, 13,625-ish range. Kind of down in here. right? But right now, again, it's going to chop sideways. We'll see what Powell's able to do. But rates kind of in the middle of the curve on intraday, so not a whole lot going there. The YM, look at that, boom. Here's the target from last week. We're trying. It's trying, right? And again, this thing has been moving. The news just came out and didn't slow it down. And we mentioned a break above 34,066. We're looking for this to kind of continue all the way forward, and that's what's there. Oh my God! Now I felt like there was another spider on me, but it's not. It's like, why are they jumping on me? Like, what are you doing? Like, go over there. Um, so yeah. So again, here's your break. Again, there'll be a pullback. I think this one has the ability to end high today too. Like I said, the 34,143 is kind of the last time that sellers, or I'm sorry, 34,145 is the last time sellers really stepped in. So I think we touch it today, right? We touch it and then maybe pull back a little bit. There's nothing really tomorrow. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be all headlines at this point, right? Manufacturing is up. USD starts May. Quick out of the box. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing sitting there. So yeah, I mean, again, we're getting the chop right now. Again, this is the news chop. We just burst through that level and it's pulling back. So yeah, I would say, if we can get a bit higher, then yeah, maybe look for some type of a top. This is a parabolic move starting at 9 o'clock this morning. So there will be some reversal coming into this one. And again, could you have used this level? Sure. I mean, this was a 5:30 bounce. Here's your 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock opening. European session open, bounce. So there's been 2 entries into it. Hoping to get just I wanted to touch just so we can take a short from there, not where we are right now. But yeah, this is the market. It's like, oh, it's disappointing. It's like, yeah, it's disappointing, but it's still positive. So I mean, you can only sway it so much, right? We'll see. But yeah, that was we're looking for that push forward. All right, switching across gears over to oil. So oil, look at this. This is basically a bit from 9 o'clock this morning. Now, will this turn because manufacturing goes down? Yeah, probably a bit. It's getting close. There's a few levels over here. So I mean, this one we've kind of predicted it twice now. So let's pull this off. Let's pull this off. Let's pull. Oh, I was like, wait, who's in here now? But that would be Millie. Oops, not there. Right there. Yep, there is your European Open. And again, we missed this level by just a little bit. Right. This is where we ended from Friday. Not much we can do with that level now. We can keep this level on. I'm going to keep this level for a short later. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I'll pull it now just to keep the charts cleaner. All right, so let's see. Can't you just be a friendly? Yeah, right. I mean, if it bites me and I get superpowers, then yeah, I'm all for that. Although, no, I feel like I would be like the bad. I don't know. Like, oh, I have superpowers. All right, watch this. Like, what was it? X-Men. When they find is it Quicksilver, the guy that runs really, really quick? I don't remember. Basically, like Flash, but the X-Men version of him. I think it's Quicksilver. Yeah, like I feel like I would be him. Like they knock on the door. Well, yeah, Venom would be pretty interesting too. Yeah. Quicksilver was a speedster. Yeah. You know where he's like, oh, what did he steal now? And he's like, I didn't steal anything. I feel like that would be me. Like, can I? It wouldn't be just because like like I'm not like a kleptomaniac, but I feel like it'd be like a challenge. Like like when they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna break into the most secure facilities. Like, oh, now you're piquing my interest, right? I feel like that's what it'd be like. Like, just could I do it, right? Like, I would probably steal and just like give it to poor people, And it's like, oh, guess what I got, But I feel like, I mean, it wouldn't be for my own personal gain. It would just be for other people. I feel like. No, I didn't read that many comics. Yeah, I didn't read any comic books. Yeah, I didn't like to read. I'd rather go outside and play sports. So I was not a comic book person, but I do like that character. I think that's why I prefer movies over books. All right. But crude oil, I think 65.27 is probably a better area to go short from. We may actually see this one kind of roll. The 64.51 again, manufacturing numbers being down. It's still positive, but not necessarily the best. Robust growth in CA manufacturing production sustained in April. So, as demand is coming back online, this is important, right? We haven't heard any of the production data yet. Remember the cuts are easing for OPEC, but we haven't really. I don't think that's really been absorbed into the price yet. Remember, they're starting to produce more, but again, all these positive messages about recovery is better than expected. These are all good because that's again, it's a demand. I think that was OPEC's plan all along. Like let's do production cuts now. So because we're not selling that much, we're not using that much oil. So let's do the production cuts now to stabilize price. So that way, when recovery is actually here, we can have the price up at $60 versus having it at $40 where it should have been, right? Now they're like, oh, let's now that it's $20 higher, let's let the pipeline flow, right? It's kind of OPEC's thing, price manipulation. So, yeah, I would say I like 65.28 better than this level. And again, this one has been pushed literally to the brink. So, could it be a reversal? Sure, it could be, but I like the 65.28 better. I like the extreme range versus a level here that's been, it's been an area of interest, sure. And if I was really going to kind of set it up for a short, I would probably use this level here, right? The base here, the drop, the touch, and then this is the confirmed touch. So I guess 64.68 is a little bit better if you're looking to get short. And again, it's upper third, so I mean it's kind of there, right? And this is a lot. There'll be profit taking associated with that. Okay, so put those right there. Gold. Now gold's obviously on a mission. I mean, if you guys were not long gold, I really don't know how to help you. Again, Uncle Warren. Uncle Warren says, I see significant inflation. And my joke, it was like, oh, this is the little blue pill for gold traders, right? Um, I wouldn't try to short gold right now. I mean, we're at a level where we've seen sellers step in. I'd like to see if they can punch through. I think that makes sense. And yeah, I mean, if Powell acknowledges inflation later today, I feel like that will continue to push this higher. I think 1800 comes back into the works today, where they can like, oh look, we broke the big psychological level, 1800. I don't know that 1800 is any more than 1700, but it's not like 1,000 or 2,000, right? It's 1800. So yeah, I mean, I think although we're in a level, right, the 1795, and again, it touched it right around news time is decent. If we touched it when Powell was speaking, that may be a little bit different. But I think right now, I think I think this has the power to punch higher. Again, you see how the candle turned red for a second and then kind of came back green again. It's gonna. I think it will burn through. I think it will have to burn through these sellers. And again, we may get basing, but I feel like you got to be long gold today. I just, if it turns here, I'd be very surprised. I feel like that message about inflation is what all gold traders have been looking for such a long time. 1,800 kilo. That's a significant number. Yeah, Ernest, there you go. 1,800 tequila. Yeah. I can't even tell you how long it's been since I've had that one. I don't really drink hard alcohol much, like if at all. When I do, I typically like tequila's not. I guess I don't know. I guess hard alcohol wise, I guess yeah. I guess I guess tequila is one of the ones. I told you my I forget what it's called now, but my buddy got a bottle of that the Rocks tequila, the Temecula or whatever the heck it's called. It was actually good. I mean, I think it was very drinkable. It wasn't as harsh as other tequilas. Like you drink it and you're not like, oh god, like you didn't feel like it was super strong. Like I felt like just drinking that one over the rocks. I think makes sense. Like it's the people's tequila, right? I don't know that I would say that it. I don't know that I would throw it into like, yeah, this is like some straight up, yeah, like yeah, tequila. Yeah, let's do tequila shots, right? I would say it's more of a drinkable tequila, if that makes sense. Wasn't bad though, but I'm not a hard alcohol guy. Silver, look at that, boom, off to the races. And again, same thing. I said, hey, listen, we're not interested in getting short this one. Just not there. And again, talking about this one going all the way back up again. So, yeah, like I said, I think the next time that we really have anything decent short wise is going to be. Ooh, I'm going to move that one way up here, right? So hopefully this resets our intraday curve today. I'd like to see silver go higher and higher and higher. But again, makes sense. Here is your right there. Right there's your European Open. Right. Yeah. So again, sometimes you got to look at fundamental factors. Uncle Warren talking, I think, is every reason in the world for this one to go long. So everybody's waiting. Remember, silver. I mean, we're up almost 4% right now, 3.94. It's going to be twice as reactive as gold is going to be. And there's just no reason to short this one right now. I mean, I just don't see anything. You look at the levels, even where we are, like curve wise. I mean, we could extend the curve up. I mean, there's a level here at 26, but it's not. I mean, I wouldn't be super worried about it right now. I mean, this would be more what I'm kind of looking for, right? And again, this was one that was pushed and pushed, so we didn't expect it to hold, right? Didn't expect it to hold. Would have liked more of a pullback, but it's just gonna skyrocket right past. So, yeah. Look for this one to come up to 27.34. So I don't know if it'll do it today. I mean, Powell would have to say something pretty ridiculous. That would have us jump another 40 cents. That would be a big day. Another 40 cents. Yeah, we'd be at like what, 5%? 5.5, almost 6% for the day. That would be huge. So yeah. But I think silver's in another one of the situations. It's time to get long. See, now kind of what we need is now we need Reddit traders to step in again and be like, "Yep, here it is. Now it's moving. We're going to go to 100 now." Like if we could get the Reddit trader push now, I think silver could be a great play. I think all the crypto people would come back. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. But so if you are one of the Reddit crew, get out there and start promoting. But otherwise, 27.34, I think is different, right? It's a Warren Musk market. I'm telling you, Elon is going to end up in jail eventually. Yeah, you guys saw what I posted, right? That he has a brain. What is it? A brain implant company. It says, without providing evidence, Musk has boasted that Neuralink's devices could enable superhuman cognition or solve autism and allow paralyzed people to operate smartphones or robotic limbs with their minds someday. Right? So, yeah, that scares me more than a little bit. Like I said, I feel like he's done some things that have been kind of like, yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, great. Now we have brain implants that are helping people move robotic limbs. Like, yeah. Yeah, he's going to jail one day, though. Without a doubt. Way too many comments and tweets and things like that. And too much money is being made off of the tweets that he's making that he has a personal stake in. I feel like that's going to get shut down. I feel like Elon Musk may literally be the reason why like Bitcoin and cryptos actually get banned, because he keeps tweeting to move prices around and makes money off of it. I feel like he's going to be the downfall. Right? Yeah, I feel like he is going to be the guy that causes the eventual demise. I still don't think Neuralink has actually developed anything for production, has it? I don't know. I mean, it says I didn't read the whole article about it. It just says that the co-founder of it said that it's no longer working with the tech company. I mean, he's put tens of millions of dollars into Neuralink. Musk has. So there's nothing. I mean, put it this way: there's nothing production-wise because it's not out there. But I still wouldn't. I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised testing or I don't know. I mean, we have like you guys. My daughter watches this all the time now. She calls it cheeseburgers, but the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. The monkey thought translator. I'm sure that they have some type of working model or something. If you can make a statement that someday that this is what you're going to be able to do, I feel like it's very specific, right? It's very specific. I feel like they have something going. So, yeah, I'm not going to volunteer for that one though. Well, you could volunteer if you like, but not for me. All right, guys, a little bit early today. Again, it's Monday. There's not much else to talk about in here. TLTI is obviously spiking up a bit. Bring people back in this world. Natural gas, big swing top to bottom today. Again, we kind of collapsed down, grabbed the base. I don't know if anybody trades natural gas on Mondays. It's up there, but I don't look at it. This was a 7 o'clock drop. It grabbed the level, and then the 8 o'clock spike again. So I mean, it was fast, very very quickly. And again, this is one of those reasons to have one of those kind of having a scanner, right, that goes out. I see Doggy's or Dogecoin is moving again. Again, not surprised. There was some headlines about it. GME is down a bit. Nothing on. Tesla's down 1%. Again, big spike up on Friday, starting to pull back again, back under 700. Apple's not doing bad. VIX is down 2.3. Yeah, typical Monday. I think the biggest headline is going to be it slows, but it's still positive. I love that. Look at this. On this one, it's like, oh, it grows, but it slowed. There's always got to be that one negative guy out there. Yeah, so we'll see. I think 220 is the important time today. Look at this. Pound is skyrocketing versus the dollar right now. It is flying. Let me go check this one out real quick. Where is it? Right there. It's going. It's going. So, all right, let's go ahead and do the drawing for today. Oh, excuse me. God, I tried to hit the mute button and I couldn't get to it fast enough. Sorry about that, guys. I was trying not to sneeze in your ear. I couldn't get to the mute button fast enough. Yeah, allergies are insane here. Looking at gold, Natics really needs to give us that weekly commodities call spread. Yes, I agree 100%, Ernest. And I've brought it up to him before. That would Ernest. They know who you are now. Todd's like, oh, Ernest is talking again. I was like, yeah, Ernest is talking. Bring it up tomorrow, right? Tomorrow it's like it's a lot of new traders tomorrow. So if you bring it up, they'll definitely pay attention to it at some point tomorrow during the presentations. Yeah. And yeah, I'm talking tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow's session for me is not 12 to 1. It is 1 to 2. So I have the 1 o'clock window tomorrow. I don't know who else is speaking. I know it's a lot of new people. I don't know if they're changing their content around at all. Mine is kind of a golden oil around events. So it's kind of like a news training, kind of like a parabolic retracement thing. It's kind of hard because we had to change it because there was a lot of new people that were involved. So it's been kind of tweaked a little bit. So the next one, though, I'm happy to say not this one. The next one is going to be a currency-based one. So I'm pretty excited about that one. And they want me to do a giveaway. So I was like, okay, I can do a giveaway. All right, let's go ahead and call the end of this one. I'll give you guys about another 30 seconds to get in. Sean won the last one, right? Sean won the last one. We got Nora with 2, Ernest with 2. So in 10 seconds, I'm going to close it down. So if you were delayed, it's going to be too late. I think Nadex voted for Ernest in the. So I've heard. Maybe. They probably voted for the second guy. They saw me and said that's the. I know. I want to know. And again, maybe that guy legitimately had views, but I felt like he was so far down for so much of the competition and then came out of nowhere at the end. I feel like he was waiting till like in the double time frame. I feel like he started to buy some votes at the end. And I feel like they should do the buying until like the last 24 hours. Like if you haven't bought it up, I feel like in the last 24 hours they shouldn't do it. I get why they do it, but I felt like I don't know. I don't even know. I mean, Ernest, do you know, did he make it through that round? Did he go to the next round after that one? I feel like he would have got stopped in the next one. The next round was like all legitimate, like professional chefs. I felt like anybody that had, any homegrown person or like home chef, I felt like probably was going to have a difficult time after that. Because when you have an entire business, like, and if you have an entire, I mean, it's obviously publicity for them. Hey, look, we're in this contest. Vote for, Chef Joe, right? I feel like the business is going to use that type of marketing too. He dumped them on me. He didn't make it out of the next round. Yeah, I assumed that he wouldn't. I didn't. His profile wasn't great enough for me. And like I said, his pictures, I was kind of like, I was kind of underwhelmed. So, yeah, it is what it is. All right, let's close this down. Let's see who the winner of today's drawing is. Ready? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Will. Wow, look at that. Will pulling a Morena. Wow. Will stop Sean's streak at 1. Let's go leaderboard. Let's go give Will his 25. Look at that. Just when it gets close, Will jumps ahead. Look at that. It was starting to get a little close. We were within like 100. Morena was 1 streak away. Are we in 2020 already? Yeah, I know, right, Ernest? Will's run. No, you can't say rigged because Will like rarely ever wins. I feel like Will is like the consistent guy, but like I don't know. Occasionally, Will get like snap off 2 wins, and it's like he's done for at least a month. Will has these like streaks where he just goes like Debbie. I don't know that Will's ever gotten like a 3-fer, but like everybody else pretty much has. Will gets like a random one here or there, but not many 3s. So. All right. So with that said, like I said, there's no other news out today for Monday. Again, the pound is probably going to have some profit taking kicking in pretty soon. You're seeing the dollar get weaker across the board now. Aussie's going up more. You're seeing, pound yen, Aussie yen. I'm sorry, pound Swiss, pound CAD, all swap into the downside. So, Euro's kind of holding firm at 37. It's Monday. Most of the trades have already occurred for the day. So if you got them, awesome job. If you didn't, again, what kind of habits can you change for next Monday that can help you, become profitable before you wake up? With that said, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take care.